Welcome everyone. Today we've got a pretty fun video ahead of us, I think. We're going to be at the base of Mule Slide Hill and we're going to try this new mower out on a little bit of a grade down there. And due to the width and length of the machine, I think we're going to be okay. And I got to say the transmissions in this unit is smooth. Now, I'm just under 20 hours on the mower here now. And so I'm not pushing it hard yet. I won't consider it broken until we get past the 50-hour mark. But at this point, with the 24 horse Kohler Pro, I am burning about a gallon of fuel per hour. That hill down there, like I said, it should be just enough of a challenge to actually give this thing a pretty good test. Now I do run premium fuel. I've found that I have a lot less problems running the higher octane fuel, even in my chainsaws and things like that. You won't foul your spark plugs nearly as quick. You're going to get better performance from the machine, and it burns cleaner. Alright, that's got us topped off. Now this grass is pretty tall down here this morning, but it's not thick. And they do suggest not mowing grass taller than 10 inches with this mower. It creates a fire hazard. Your muffler is about 12 to 14 inches off the ground. I haven't measured it, but according to the manual, they don't want you getting this thing close to where you could actually start a fire with it. And also mowing the taller grass like that, pushing it up underneath the mower deck and next to the belt, you can also cause a fire from the friction of the belt and the pulleys. So that's the reason they say this thing shouldn't be mowing grass higher than 10 inches, although it will mow it. I'll leave that up to you guys. Let's get started. Well, I tell you what, this stuff has grown pretty quick down here. Now the grass is a little bit wet. You can probably see that on the tires. So traction is going to be an issue, and that's always with any lawnmower. But I think if we work side to side here, we can probably trim this up pretty good. Let's get the other side of this mowed down, and we'll get the lawnmower warmed up real well, and then we'll see if we can get over here on this grate. Last time I mowed this out, it was entirely too wet for the zero turn. So I brought the push mower down here and mowed this out. And if we do the entire thing, it's going to be probably about 3/4 of an acre. And one thing to mention, if you're new to the channel, I've talked about this several times. I use goggles when I'm on one of these mowers because you're running enough dust that if you're wearing just typical safety glasses, a lot of times it'll blow in and around the tops of the glass and get into your eyes. But the main reason I wear goggles is because I had a standard issue pair of safety glasses on and ran over a yellow jacket's nest, and they ended up coming over the top of the glass, and one stung me on the eyelid, and then I had another sting right underneath the left eye, and then they got me about 6 more times around the neck. But the only way I figured out to protect my eyes completely is a set of goggles. I'll share that with you. You guys do what you want to. Let's get this mower fired up and see if we can't get down through here and mow this out pretty quick. Now I'm going to go ahead and raise the rollover bar now, and I will wear my seatbelt just in case. You got the safety features, you might as well use them. As you can see, going down the hill didn't work so great. Once I started sliding down, the machine is heavy enough that it just kept pulling down until I got my front wheel sitting down the creek, and now it ain't going to back up out of here. But we've got a cure for that. Just a little bit too wet yet. I can't blame the lawnmower. You can see how the tires are packed up with mud, and it just simply can't get enough traction to pull itself up enough to where we can make the turn. We got something that'll drag it up out of there though. Any lawnmower, or even this mule, operating on the side of a hill like this, be careful. When it happens, it's going to happen fast, and this thing very well could have turned over, which I did put the rollover top up, as well as have my seatbelt on, but still, that's no guarantee, and nor do I want to sit down here and have to repair a lawnmower after an accident like that. Release our parking brake. Well, this is, if I had to guess, this is right at that 15% slope mark. So if you're working on a hill like this and if it's a little bit wet, you've got a challenge ahead of you and a safety hazard as well. I think I can just drag it up the hill now. Machine is heavy. Now, it's not something you want to have to go through when you're attempting to get the grass mowed before a rainstorm, right? But we got it. Now the mule didn't care. Brought it right back up the hill. Now if I didn't have that creek down there and it wouldn't have stopped my front tires, then obviously I could have rolled on through it. But once those front tires dropped over to the edge of the creek and still on grade like that, this machine wouldn't have pulled this stuff out of there for nothing in the world. I think one day next week, if we can get the rain to stop, I'm going to come down here and pull out all these little snags out of the creek, get this thing cleaned up real well, and then that way I do have different accesses in order to cross this lawnmower or mule or whatever we're doing down here. Just enough debris in the way that it deems a little bit of tidiness in order to make it more useful for us. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Now if you're operating a lawnmower again on a steep grade like that, caution. There's no sense in losing your lawnmower or your life in order to mow a little bit of grass, right? So like I said, this is well enough. I'll bring the weed eater down, finish up what I have to do here. Again, if the grass was dry, that would be a different situation, and I'm not blaming the lawnmower. So, thanks for watching. Be safe out there. I'll see you on the next video.